4 habits that silently ruin your entire life. Imagine planting a beautiful tree, hoping one day it will offer shade and sweet fruit, only to realize years later that hidden termites have gnawed at its roots. Life, my friend, is like that tree. Every choice, every habit, is a seed planted in the soil of your destiny. Some habits nourish and strengthen you, but others, silent and insidious, drain the life out of your potential without you even realizing it. In the rush of modern life, we often overlook the seemingly harmless routines that shape our days. But ancient wisdom teaches us this: a small leak can sink a great ship. And so it is with these habits. They seem minor, insignificant even, but over time, they erode your happiness, your relationships, and your dreams. This is not just another list of tips. This is a call to action, a mirror held up to your life. By the end of this article, you'll not only see the habits that may be holding you back, but also gain the tools to break free and create a life of purpose and joy. Read on, for each lesson is a pearl of wisdom that could transform your life if you allow it. 1. The habit of procrastination. Tomorrow never comes. In the grand theater of life, time is the one resource that cannot be replenished. Yet, so many of us squander it, lulled into complacency by the deceptive whispers of procrastination. You can do it later, it says. There's no rush. Like the silent rust that erodes even the strongest iron, procrastination seeps into our lives, stealing opportunities and sabotaging potential. Ancient sages have long warned us, lost time is never found again. Yet, how often do we heed this wisdom? The habit of delaying, of waiting for a better time, slowly but surely ruins lives. It doesn't strike with the ferocity of a storm, but creeps in like a shadow, unnoticed until it's too late. This article will dive deep into the roots of procrastination, unravel its impact, and provide actionable wisdom to help you overcome it. By the end, you'll not only understand the danger, but also possess the tools to reclaim your time and, ultimately, your life. What is procrastination? A silent thief in disguise. Procrastination isn't laziness. It's a sophisticated form of self-deception. Laziness is doing nothing. Procrastination is fooling yourself into believing you're doing something meaningful while avoiding what truly matters. You may reorganize your desk instead of starting that project, or spend hours researching without taking the first step. Consider a student preparing for an important exam. They convince themselves that watching educational YouTube videos counts as studying. Yet the textbook remains untouched. Time slips away, and the night before the exam, panic sets in. The result? Half-hearted effort, poor performance, and a cycle of guilt that repeats. Why do we procrastinate? The root causes. Procrastination stems from deep-seated fears and misconceptions. Understanding these is the first step to breaking free. Fear of failure. Deep down, many procrastinate because they're afraid they won't succeed. It's easier to delay than to face the possibility of falling short. But in avoiding failure, we guarantee it. A budding entrepreneur may delay launching their product, endlessly tweaking and refining. They call it perfectionism, but in truth, it's fear disguised as diligence. The illusion of perfection. We often procrastinate because we wait for the perfect time or perfect conditions. But as the old saying goes, perfection is the enemy of progress. A writer dreams of penning a novel, but waits for inspiration to strike. Days turn into years, and the unwritten story remains a regret, not a masterpiece. Overwhelm and lack of clarity. Sometimes, the task feels so large and daunting that we don't know where to begin. Procrastination becomes a defense mechanism against this overwhelm. A recent graduate may procrastinate on their job search because the process, writing resumes, applying, preparing for interviews, feels insurmountable. They end up stuck in a loop of avoidance. Instant gratification. Our brains are wired to seek pleasure and avoid discomfort. Procrastination offers the sweet lure of distraction, whether it's scrolling through social media or binge-watching a series. Instead of working on a long-term goal like learning a new skill, we choose short-term pleasures that offer instant but fleeting satisfaction. The consequences of procrastination: a slow, silent destruction. The cost of procrastination isn't always immediate, which is why it's so dangerous. But over time, its effects ripple through every aspect of life. Lost opportunities. Opportunities, like seasons, come and go. When we procrastinate, we often miss the moment, leaving us with nothing but regret. A young musician postpones auditioning for a prestigious competition, thinking there will always be another chance. But life is unpredictable, and the opportunity never comes again. Damaged relationships. Procrastination can strain personal and professional relationships. Delaying important conversations or commitments erodes trust and respect. A friend promises to help with a project but keeps postponing, leaving the other person to manage alone. The friendship suffers, and resentment builds. Stagnation and mediocrity. When procrastination becomes a habit, it leads to a life of unrealized potential. Dreams remain dreams, and the person you could have been fades into the realm of what if? An employee keeps putting off learning a new skill, missing chances for promotion. Years later, they find themselves stuck in the same position while peers have advanced. How to overcome procrastination? Ancient wisdom for modern challenges. Breaking free from procrastination requires a combination of awareness, discipline, and action. Here are timeless strategies to guide you. Start small. The power of momentum. The first step is often the hardest. Start with something small to build momentum. If writing a book feels overwhelming, start by writing one sentence a day. Over time, those sentences will form chapters, and the chapters will become a book. Set clear goals and deadlines. Clarity is a powerful antidote to procrastination. Break your tasks into smaller, actionable steps with specific deadlines. Instead of saying, "I'll exercise more," commit to walking for 20 minutes at 7 a.m. daily. Use the 2-minute rule. If a task takes less than 2 minutes, do it immediately. This prevents small tasks from piling up and becoming overwhelming. Responding to an email, tidying your desk, or making a quick phone call, all can be done in minutes. Yet their impact on productivity is immense. Embrace imperfection. Let go of the need to do things perfectly. Focus on progress, not perfection. A painter may hesitate to start a canvas, fearing it won't meet their standards. But every masterpiece begins with a messy first stroke. Visualize the future you. Think about the person you want to become and how procrastination stands in the way. Imagine yourself 5 years from now. Will you look back with pride or regret? Let this vision drive you to act today. A lesson from the bamboo tree. In ancient China, farmers planted a special type of bamboo. For years, the seed showed no signs of growth. But during this time, it was developing a deep root system underground. When the bamboo finally sprouted, it grew over 90 feet in just weeks. The lesson? Success takes consistent effort, even when you don't see immediate results. Procrastination, however, halts this process, keeping your potential buried. Time waits for no one. Procrastination is a thief that steals from your future. But like any habit, it can be unlearned. Remember, the journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. Start today, for tomorrow is not guaranteed. What is one task you've been delaying? Commit to tackling it now, even if only for 5 minutes. Let this small action be the spark that ignites a life of purpose and achievement. 2. The habit of negative self-talk, the silent saboteur. Imagine a garden that you tend to every day. You water the plants, remove weeds, and ensure they get enough sunlight. But what if, unknowingly, you poured poison into the soil instead of water? The garden withers, not because it lacks care, but because the care itself was misguided. Such is the power of negative self-talk in the mind's garden. Ancient wisdom teaches us that what you think, you become. The words you speak to yourself are seeds planted deep in your subconscious. These words grow into beliefs, which shape your actions and ultimately define your destiny. Yet, negative self-talk operates silently, like a shadow lurking in the background, slowly undermining your confidence, your ambitions, and your sense of self-worth. Today, let us delve deeply into this silent saboteur. Let us uncover its origins, understand its effects, and learn how to break free. For in mastering your inner dialogue, You do not just heal your mind, you transform your life. What is negative self-talk? Negative self-talk is the inner dialogue that criticizes, doubts, or undermines you. It manifests in statements like, "I'm not good enough. I always mess things up. Why even try? I'll just fail again." Unlike external criticism, which is visible and often easier to challenge, negative self-talk feels intimate and truthful because it comes from within. But here's the paradox. This inner voice is often a distorted reflection of fears, past experiences, or societal expectations, not reality. The origins of negative self-talk. Negative self-talk doesn't emerge out of nowhere. It is shaped by experiences, environments, and the stories we tell ourselves. Childhood conditioning. Think of a child who is repeatedly told, "You're so careless," or "Why can't you be like your sibling?" Over time, these external criticisms become internalized. The child grows up believing they are inherently flawed, carrying this narrative into adulthood. A student who once failed a math test might internalize the idea that they're bad at math. Even years later, when faced with a numerical challenge, they avoid trying, convinced of their inability. Fear of failure. Society often glorifies perfection, making failure seem like a personal defect. This fear amplifies negative self-talk, as we try to protect ourselves from risk by convincing ourselves not to try at all. An aspiring artist may think, "I'll never be as good as others," and stop creating altogether, robbing the world of their unique gifts. Comparisons and unrealistic expectations. In today's world, where social media highlights everyone's best moments, it's easy to fall into the trap of thinking, "I'm not as successful, attractive, or happy as they are." This fuels a cycle of inadequacy and self-doubt. The consequences of negative self-talk. Negative self-talk is not just a harmless thought pattern. It has tangible consequences on your mental, emotional, and even physical well-being. Erosion of confidence. Constantly telling yourself, "I'm not good enough," creates a self-fulfilling prophecy. You avoid challenges, miss opportunities, and reinforce the belief that you're incapable. A person who dreams of starting their own business might delay taking action, thinking, "I don't have what it takes." As a result, they never experience the growth and success they were capable of achieving. Increased stress and anxiety. Negative self-talk amplifies stress. Instead of focusing on solutions, your mind fixates on problems, creating a cycle of worry and inaction. Before a big presentation, someone who tells themselves, "I'm going to mess this up," will likely feel paralyzed by fear, increasing the chances of mistakes. Impact on relationships. When you believe you're unworthy or flawed, it reflects in your relationships. You might push others away, fear vulnerability, or settle for less than you deserve. A person who thinks, "I'm not lovable," may avoid deep connections, fearing rejection, or may stay in unhealthy relationships out of a belief that they cannot do better. Breaking free from negative self-talk. Ancient wisdom reminds us, the mind is everything. What you think, you become. To overcome negative self-talk, you must consciously rewire your thought patterns. Here's how. Recognize the voice. Awareness is the first step. Pay attention to your inner dialogue. When negative thoughts arise, don't accept them as truth. Ask yourself, would I say this to someone I love? Instead of thinking, "I'm so stupid for making that mistake," reframe it as, "I made a mistake, but I'm learning and growing." Challenge the beliefs. Question the validity of your negative thoughts. Often, they are based on assumptions rather than facts. If you think, "I'll never succeed," challenge it by listing times you've succeeded in the past, no matter how small. This creates evidence against your self-doubt. Practice positive affirmations. Replace negative thoughts with empowering ones. Affirmations are like seeds. The more you nurture them, the stronger they grow. Instead of saying, "I'm not capable," say, "I am capable of growth and improvement." Repeat these affirmations daily until they become your new default. Surround yourself with positivity. The people and environments around you influence your thoughts. Surround yourself with those who uplift and inspire you. A mentor or supportive friend can offer encouragement and remind you of your strengths when you forget. Celebrate progress. Small victories matter. Acknowledge your efforts and successes, no matter how minor they seem. This reinforces positive self-talk. If you step out of your comfort zone, like speaking up in a meeting, celebrate that bravery instead of focusing on what you could have done better. Lessons to remember. You are not your thoughts. Negative self-talk is a habit, not your identity. Like any habit, it can be unlearned. The power of words. Speak to yourself with kindness. Your words shape your reality. Growth is possible. Every day is an opportunity to rewrite the narrative you tell yourself. The silent saboteur of negative self-talk is a formidable foe, but it is not invincible. By recognizing its presence, challenging its lies, and nurturing a kinder inner voice, you can transform your mind from a battlefield into a sanctuary. Remember, you hold the pen to your life story. Will you let it be written by doubt and fear? Or will you take control and craft a tale of resilience, courage, and triumph? 3. The habit of comparing yourself to others, the thief of joy. In the vast tapestry of human existence, no two threads are identical. Each of us is born with unique gifts, challenges, and journeys. Yet, there exists a silent thief that robs us of our peace and fulfillment. This thief doesn't break into your home or snatch your possessions. It resides within, lurking in the shadow of your thoughts. It's the habit of comparing yourself to others. Ancient wisdom reminds us, do not measure your harvest against your neighbors, for their fields are not yours to till. And yet, in our modern world, where glimpses of others' curated lives are just a scroll away, it has become increasingly difficult to heed this advice. This article delves deep into this destructive habit, illustrating its impact on your mind, heart, and soul. Through timeless lessons and vivid examples, we'll uncover how to free yourself from the chains of comparison and embrace the unique path that is yours alone. The nature of comparison, a misleading mirror. To compare oneself is to hold up a mirror that distorts reality. When you compare, you see only fragments of another's life, often the best parts. It's like reading the last chapter of a book and assuming you know the entire story. Consider this. A gardener stands in his lush yard, admiring his roses. Yet, when he glances at his neighbor's sunflowers towering next door, he feels a pang of envy. He thinks, their garden is better than mine. What he doesn't realize is that his neighbor admires his roses with the same longing. The truth is simple. We all possess strengths and weaknesses, triumphs and struggles. But comparison blinds us to this balance. It magnifies others' successes and minimizes their hardships while amplifying our own shortcomings. A young professional might envy a friend's high-paying job, unaware of the stress and long hours that come with it. Another might envy someone's perfect family photos on social media, oblivious to the private struggles behind the scenes. The lives of others are not the full story. Every person carries burdens unseen, and every success comes at a price. The emotional toll of comparison, a thief in the night. Comparison is not just a harmless thought. It's a poison that seeps into your emotions and steals your joy. When you compare, you invite feelings of inadequacy, jealousy, and resentment into your heart. Picture this. A musician pours their soul into creating a song. They feel pride in their work until they hear another artist's composition and think, mine isn't as good. Their joy turns to doubt, and their passion diminishes. Such is the power of comparison. It shifts your focus from what you have to what you lack, from your progress to someone else's finish line. Over time, it can lead to chronic dissatisfaction, anxiety, and even depression. Studies have shown that excessive use of social media, where people often present idealized versions of their lives, correlates with feelings of inadequacy and low self-esteem. A person scrolling through vacation photos might feel envious, forgetting that their own life has its unique beauty. The joy you lose through comparison is joy you already possess. Cherish your own journey, for it is uniquely yours. The futility of comparison, running a race with no finish line. The habit of comparison is a race you cannot win because the finish line keeps moving. There will always be someone who seems more successful, more talented, or more fortunate. An ancient parable tells of a wise king who owned a magnificent jewel. One day, a traveler arrived, boasting of a larger, more radiant gem. The king, feeling his jewel was now inadequate, spent his fortune seeking a better one. Yet, he found no satisfaction, for another traveler always appeared with something grander. The king's folly lies in chasing an illusion. True contentment comes not from having the best, but from appreciating what you have. A young entrepreneur might aspire to build $1 million business, only to feel unfulfilled when they meet someone with $1 billion company. This endless pursuit robs them of the pride they should feel in their own achievements. Success is not a universal standard. Define it for yourself, and let your satisfaction come from within, not from comparisons. The path to liberation. Embrace your own journey. Breaking free from the habit of comparison requires a shift in perspective. Instead of looking outward, turn inward. Celebrate your unique path and recognize that your worth is not determined by others. Steps to overcome comparison. Practice gratitude. Each day, write down 3 things you're grateful for. Gratitude shifts your focus from lack to abundance. Instead of envying a friend's promotion, be thankful for the supportive colleagues in your current job. Celebrate others' success. View others' achievements as inspiration, not competition. If a friend buys a new house, rejoice for them. Their success doesn't diminish your own journey. Focus on your growth. Track your progress and measure yourself against your past self, not others. If you've improved your fitness level, celebrate that progress instead of envying someone else's physique. Limit social media. Reduce exposure to curated portrayals of others' lives. Instead, invest time in activities that nurture your soul. Seek role models, not rivals. Look to others for guidance, not comparison. Let their journey inspire you to reach your potential. The wisdom of contentment. The habit of comparing yourself to others is like chasing the horizon. It moves further away the closer you get. Ancient sages remind us, the contented heart is a rich treasure. Your life is a masterpiece in progress, painted with the strokes of your choices, challenges, and triumphs. To compare it to another's is to diminish its beauty. Instead, focus on your own journey and find joy in your unique story. Remember this truth: you are enough, just as you are. You have strengths to build upon, lessons to learn, and a path only you can walk. Let go of the thief of joy and reclaim the peace and fulfillment that are rightfully yours. If this wisdom resonates with you, take a step today to embrace your own journey. And if you seek more lessons to guide you toward a life of purpose and joy, subscribe to our channel. Together, we'll uncover the truths that lead to a life of true contentment and happiness. 4. The habit of ignoring your health, the foundation of all success. Imagine being handed a golden vessel, so finely crafted that it gleams with an inner light. This vessel is both priceless and irreplaceable, entrusted to you for safekeeping. Yet over time, many of us neglect its care, allowing tarnish, cracks, and wear to take hold. That vessel, dear reader, is your body. It is the foundation upon which every achievement, every joy, and every moment of your life rests. The ancient sages taught, a house built on weak foundations cannot withstand the storms. In the same way, ignoring your health, whether physical, mental, or emotional, is like building your life on sand. At first, the effects may seem minor. You might feel tired, sluggish, or irritable, but you push through. Over time, however, the neglect compounds, leading to challenges that overshadow every aspect of your life. This article is not a warning, it is a guide, a mirror to help you see how prioritizing your health can transform your life. With real-world examples and actionable advice, we will explore the profound impact of health on success, happiness, and fulfillment. Stay with me, for the wisdom of the ages awaits you in the lines that follow. The body, a gift often taken for granted. Your body is the only home you will ever truly own. It carries you through every triumph and trial. Yet how often do you express gratitude for its service? Ancient wisdom reminds us, the soul cannot soar in a broken vessel. Take the example of a warrior in ancient times. He sharpens his blade daily, knowing that it is his lifeline in battle. Yet what use is a sharp blade if the warrior himself is weak and malnourished? Today, many of us focus on sharpening external skills, learning, working, and achieving, while neglecting the strength and vitality of the body. Consider a high-achieving professional who works tirelessly to climb the corporate ladder. He skips meals, survives on caffeine, and sacrifices sleep for deadlines. For years, he pushes through, ignoring the warning signs, persistent fatigue, frequent headaches, and growing stress. One day, his body gives out, a heart attack at 45. His success, once so prized, means little when he can no longer enjoy it. Your body is not a machine. It is a living, breathing entity that requires care and attention. By ignoring it, you risk not only your health but also the joy and longevity of your success. The mind-body connection, a neglected powerhouse. Ancient teachings often describe the body and mind as two horses pulling the same chariot. If one falters, the journey becomes difficult, if not impossible. Ignoring your health isn't just about physical neglect. It impacts your mental clarity, emotional resilience, and overall well-being. A student preparing for an important exam stays up all night, fueled by energy drinks and anxiety. Her lack of sleep impairs her memory. Her stress clouds her judgment. And despite her hard work, she performs poorly. Had she rested, nourished her body, and taken care of her mind, she might have achieved her true potential. Scientific insight. Modern science validates what the ancients knew. Physical health and mental well-being are deeply intertwined. Exercise releases endorphins, improving mood. A nutritious diet fuels the brain, enhancing focus and creativity. Sleep restores the body and mind, preparing you for challenges ahead. To neglect the body is to weaken the mind, and to strengthen one is to empower the other. Care for both, and you unlock the full potential of your life. The slow poison of poor habits. Neglecting your health is rarely dramatic. It's not a single choice but a series of small, seemingly harmless decisions that accumulate over time. The ancients compared this to a drop of water wearing away a stone, not through force, but through persistence. Real-life example. A young woman begins skipping breakfast, grabbing fast food for lunch, and spending her evenings scrolling on her phone instead of sleeping. At first, these habits seem inconsequential, but years later, she finds herself battling obesity, chronic fatigue, and low self-esteem. What seemed small has grown into a mountain of challenges. The ancient solution, the wise say, discipline is the bridge between goals and achievement. Small, consistent changes, like replacing one sugary snack with a piece of fruit or walking 10 minutes a day, can reverse the tide of poor habits. Health is not lost in a day, nor is it regained overnight. Start small, and let the power of consistency transform your life. The cost of ignoring health, beyond the physical. When you neglect your health, the consequences extend far beyond the physical. Relationships suffer when stress makes you irritable or exhaustion leaves you too tired to connect. Your career falters when poor health limits your productivity and creativity. Even your dreams may shrink under the weight of a body that cannot support them. A young entrepreneur pours her energy into her business, neglecting her health in the process. Over time, she becomes short-tempered with her family, too tired to enjoy her success, and ultimately burn out. Her relationships, once her source of joy, become strained, and her passion for her work diminishes. The turning point. It was only after a health scare that she realized her neglect had a ripple effect on every aspect of her life. By prioritizing her health, exercising, eating well, and setting boundaries, she regained her energy and rebuilt her relationships. Health is the foundation upon which all other aspects of life are built. Neglected, and the entire structure falters. Building a foundation for success. The great masters taught, to change the fruit, you must first tend to the roots. Your body is the root system of your life. When it is strong and nourished, the fruits, success, happiness, and fulfillment naturally follow. Practical steps to begin. Start with sleep. Prioritize 7 to 8 hours of restful sleep each night. It's the simplest yet most powerful way to restore your body and mind. Nourish your body. Choose whole, unprocessed foods that fuel your energy and clarity. Move daily. Exercise need not be extreme. A daily walk, yoga session, or simple stretches can work wonders. Protect your mind. Practice mindfulness, meditation, or journaling to care for your mental health. Health is a lifelong journey, not a destination. Every small step you take strengthens your foundation, preparing you for the storms and opportunities ahead. Dear reader, the wisdom of the ages is clear. He who has health has hope, and he who has hope has everything. Your health is your greatest wealth, the vessel that carries you through life's trials and triumphs. To ignore it is to betray the very essence of your potential. Take this moment to reflect. What small change can you make today to honor your body and mind? Remember, the greatest journeys begin with a single step. The habits you cultivate today shape the life you'll live tomorrow. Procrastination, negative self-talk, comparison, and neglecting your health may seem harmless, but they are silent saboteurs of your dreams. Like a wise elder once said, when we change our habits, we change our destiny. Take a moment now to reflect. Which of these habits are holding you back? Commit to breaking free, one step at a time. Your future self will thank you. If you found this wisdom valuable, don't stop here. Subscribe to our channel for more transformative insights and lessons that will guide you to a life of purpose and joy. Together, we can grow stronger and wiser, one habit at a time.